So we're here at heavyweight with Benedict Arthur from Sayreville, 18-2 senior, and he's against Youssef Gamel of East Brunswick, a 17-3 junior. Gamel in the green and Arthur in the blue for Sayreville. Arthur with the red, will be scoring with the red, and Gamel with the green. Our heavyweight weight class is sponsored by Eat Clean Bro. They provide all natural prepared meals delivered straight to your door. Visit them at eatcleanbro.com or call 866-258-1890. Owned by Jamie Giovinazzo, a former wrestler at Old Bridge and Freehold High Schools. Eat Clean Bro has recently expanded into Philadelphia, Atlanta market, and soon to be in Washington, D.C. So here at heavyweight, both wrestlers just trying to feel each other out, look for an opening. For heavyweights, we see slower, more controlled matches for the most part.
Oh my God, he's looking for it. 285, these are the, okay.
A senior, 22-2 on the year, 65-20 his career. Sayreville Memorial High School.
We have the list.
Arthur.
Okay.
In region and district last year.
Oh, these are all the champions right here?
Yeah.
Okay, what's this 1-2 weight? What is that?
They kind of put the weight class order, like the order he wanted to say them in.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, but these are
so we're going to finish our first period at 0-0.
No, I don't.
Neither wrestler with an opportunity to score.
Oh, come on.
You want to get the weights for me?
If you want me to, I don't care.
Okay, get the weights. See if you can get the weights.
Can I steal your pen?
And
Yeah,
it's going to
we
be
have time.
Arthur with choice, and he elects to take the bottom position.
Sorry about that.
Wants to get on the board first.
I was letting Stu handle it by himself. He's a rookie to this, you know.
A quick explosion off bottom, and he busts out for one.
Look out.
He crashes back in, trying to get a takedown to no avail.
They got to get control of this real quick. See, now they're finally getting control. That other match got a little out of hand. We waited too long. I think as an official, you have to sense what's going on, Stu. You have to right away to make this before.
Sayreville brings finalists at both bookends of the tournament, 106 with Dylan Acevedo and the opposite end with Benedict Arthur here at heavyweight.
I know. Benedict was part of the Sayreville's championship football team, defensive tackle, that won in the Meadowlands.
Yeah, and looks like a football player.
And he's bringing, and hey, this is a kid that didn't know wrestling, but the guys worked with him. You know, the Sayreville coaches, Frankie Roman, Phil Bouchard. You know, they're not out there now, but those are the guys in the wrestling room, and they've been tutoring them, and, you know, you take football players and make them wrestlers. And for anybody to think that wrestling doesn't hate football, I don't know what planet you're on. All right, the remaining place winners, the third place was Keith Otillo Cross of South River. Fourth place, rising sophomore, Johan Correa of Perth Amboy. Fifth place, Luke Tilton of Highland Park. And sixth place was John Hostowski of North Brunswick. We're getting an update. We're going to name the the girls wrestling championships, trying to get their weights now. So we'll have that information for you. We had our first Middlesex County tournament this year, and they crowned 8 champions, I believe. If in case you people don't know out there, the state of New Jersey is going to have a girls state wrestling tournament this year. There's 400 or 500 girls wrestling in New Jersey. This is just tremendous for the sport. If anybody doesn't think girls wrestling is good, you should look back at the World Championships. I was so impressed. Madison. Okay. With the level of girls wrestling. So if ever you get a chance, you know, we have the young ladies throughout the world that are wrestling at such a high technique level, you know, and they're to be applauded. All right, now, they use the Madison weight system for this girl tournament, which, in case you don't know, was made up by the late great Greg DeMarco from East Brunswick and Old Bridge. And basically, you know, within 5 pounds, you group the girls together, you know, because you didn't know what you were getting here. So we had, I'll list the girls' name. From Perth Amboy, Aisha Torres. From New Brunswick, Katie Ayala. From Bishop George R, Tina Raspa. From Bishop George R, Sachi Negri. From New Brunswick, Donna Walker. From Monroe, Veronica Whitaker, who was also named Outstanding Wrestler. From Perth Amboy, Valerie Alcantara. And from New Brunswick, Emily Reyes. So it's a credit to these girls. You know, most of the girls in our county work out with the boys and go tooth and nail with the boys every day in practice, and that makes them better.
Well, you mentioned Veronica Whitaker, Mike, and I've seen her several times this season.
She is no joke.
And she beats the boys.
She beats the boys. And so does Valerie Alcantara from Perth Amboy. She's beating boys. You know, and Valerie's in one of the upper weight classes, and she's no joke. And most of these girls probably have beaten boys. So that's no disrespect to the girls, to the boys rather. It's just that, you know, their experience level, their heart, their desire. So we have to move out of the, you know, 19th century there, and girls empowerment.
So here at heavyweight, both wrestlers have exchanged escapes, earned themselves each 1 point. So they're in a head-to-head tie. Somebody's got to either get a takedown here, or we'll see overtime. We haven't seen overtime yet tonight.
This kid from East Brunswick has done a heck of a job. He's, you know, he was the third seed, and he's come out of nowhere. Youssef Gamel from East Brunswick. He's only a junior.
If a match ends in a tie, we'll go to a 1 minute overtime period.
Yep. Now I think this is going to come down to conditioning. Who wants it more? Takedown could win this match, and in case you didn't see the semifinals, Youssef got the takedown, giving up at least 50 points to the 50 pounds to the South River wrestler. And 1 second left on the match.
East Brunswick's coached by Jesse Monzo, who comes in trying to rebuild the program.
Yep, you know, I mean, the traditional powers, you know, we're going through a transition in Middlesex County. You know, you have the New Brunswicks, you know, younger teams coming out, Perth Amboy's loaded with freshmen, and you have some of the traditional teams that are going through a tough stretch now, but, you know, things tend to go in circles. And hopefully, you know, the Old Bridges, East Brunswicks, the Edisons all come back, you know, to back in the day. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
And Sayreville's warned for stalling. So we have 35 seconds. See if somebody get a
Hopefully this
takedown.
isn't a stolen call that decides the match. We had one almost at 126, but then the kid came back, Rodriguez came back and took the kid down to his back. So hopefully, you know, I hate when matches are decided by stolen calls. Let the kids wrestle sometimes.
So we might have our first overtime, Mike. We've got 15 seconds here to go in the third period. If no one could score here, we'll go to OT.
Well, these are very, you know, not your typical heavyweight, very athletic type kids. You know, they look pretty fit.
All the stalling warnings, violations, and cautions, they carry over here into overtime.
Do carry over, okay. Well, you know, if you get a warning now, you cannot, you know, put it in the official's hand to decide the call, which I always told you to tell my kids.
You got to earn it.
You got to earn it.
Take it out of the official's hand.
That's true.
Score.
You know, and I've seen some crazy stuff happen with calls being made at certain times, so never let there even be a whisper of a thought that you're stolen. As long as you stay in that circle, you're good. So when you start playing the edge, that you know, let people think that you're stolen.
Well, your best thing to do is stay offensive.
Yep.
You want to shoot. You want to stay aggressive.
You don't have to give it position. As long as you stay in position and go marking forward, you know, they can't blame you.
You know, we see this before. We see this often. 1-1, 2-2, these heavyweight bouts.
Yeah.
You know, it's not uncommon. Unfortunately, some of these bouts get decided by a coin toss.
I know. Well, you know, people don't understand, you know, when you're 285, you're 285. It's not like you're a 106 pounder. So when you start pushing those weights around,
it's a different kind of match.
It's a different kind of a match. And everybody's got to understand that. The fans, the referee, and the wrestlers. You know, you can't, as a referee, expect these guys to be flying Granby rolls, Ardenian death throw, well, you know, when you're 250 pounds.
Yeah, that's why I've always taken a liking to Del Vecchio at 220. He wrestles like a 106 pounder.
Yep, you're right. No, you're right. He's been able to do it, but some guys just can't move that fast. All right, and I think that's got to be a consideration.
So we're gonna do 2 30-second overtime periods here, and it's Gamel who escapes. So he's gonna.
But he can shoot
the whole 30 seconds, then they'll do another 30-second period.
I think I don't want to do that. I think he wants to finish his match, but he'd take a shot in the last seconds of the match against the South River boys. So,
Well, Arthur's going to have choice in our second 30-second period. He'll likely also take bottom.
All right, this is going to be a close match here.
And if we don't have a score, if we get one and we're tied again, we'll go to a sudden victory period, another 30 seconds. And whoever scored first will have choice position in that last 30 seconds. That's why that was so important.
Got to watch out with his locked hands now. He got the stolen call.
Was that the second one, or they each have one?
No, I think they each have one, but I don't know if he knows he has a stolen call.
Well, they each got one now. It might have been worth it to tie him up if he can keep him down now for 15 seconds.
But he's got to watch the locked hands. While you were talking to me, he was trying to trip him to the mat, but he was locking his hands. See, this is better. Go to the leg attack. Oh, nice.
And that could be the difference here.
No, I don't know if you can hold him.
So it's Sayreville.
Wow, what a match.
At heavyweight. Can't get any closer than that.
What a match. All right, Sayreville gets a champion at heavyweight. Sayreville.